Meantime, we're seeing the players actually getting set up for the next match of winter semis.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've had a chance to see 9superpie play. Wow, it's been actually probably like 3 years since I've cast a 9superpie set. So it's been a while. But Bugs, of course, we're all very familiar with one of the only duck hunts to be doing it, one of the best duck hunts of all time, as far as we're all concerned. No bias, no New York bias. Absolutely not even a little bit. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. Let's see what she's gonna be able to do in this matchup.
Absolutely. And Fawn seeded number 2 actually to advance in the bracket stage. So if Super Pie can actually do something about this, can cause a little bit of an upset within the region. So that's always good to see a lot of parity throughout the course of the different seedings and the bracket setups. And that being said, now we're seeing the famous duck hunt, like you mentioned beforehand, and we're rocking probably the Wii Fit trainer for this matchup, which is always going to be curious as we're seeing a lot of creativity, especially when it comes to Tri-State in general for character selection.
Yeah, she's fought a lot of Wii Fit trainer, every single week at Waypoint against John Numbers. I feel like if anything, from what I'm able to remember, it's been so long since I've had a chance to see 9superpie play. The thing that I've always noted about his gameplay was just like, oh wow, his advantage hit is just like that solid. He's just really able to make the most out of deep breathing. So we're starting out on small battlefield here. Let's see how it goes. Already deep breathing going to be online in the beginning of the game. Already coming in with a dash attack, throwing out the cannon, coming back onto the platform. Back hill, F tilt, non-committal, still able to cover behind. Nice coverage from 9superpie.
A couple of combinations there, charking distance, a couple of multi-hits on the up air, now forward air, just sending them right onto the outside, and not much you can do at this point if you're actually stuck in the air. Your Wii Fit trainer, 47 to 102 already. Now a couple of combinations on Wii Fit, steroids coming in for them, and they were continuing to put on that pressure. Now, super important for Doghound actually to maintain that zoning game. If Wii Fit actually touches you in, that could spell a little bit of trouble for Fawn.
And you know what? This is going to be the difficulty of Duck Hunt, which is actually, how do you kill? What is it going to be? This is Wii Fit at the ledge. Oh no, 9superpie landing above the stage. I can't help but feel like that was maybe a little bit unintentional. And then he just immediately started charging up Sun Salutation. I don't know, that felt like a pretty vulnerable position for him. Fawn able to really exploit that. Up tilt into up air. Nope, it is Duck Hunt, so Wii Fit's gonna fall out of those multi-hits.
Yeah, at the same time, like you were mentioning, Duck Hunt does have some sort of difficulty to get those KOs, but at the same time, Wii Fit, if they don't land that stray hit as well, could have a little bit of trouble. So, actually, the Cowboy coming in to try to protect whatever Duck Hunt was doing, but actually, it's a force match to it, and now at least Super Pie gets a stock as consolation.
Okay. Hatter coming out, looking for any of these neutralers, because of course, get the double hit of neutral as we fit were able to get a pretty big punish for it, dashing and shielding and playing behind the can. Fawn has the lead. 9superpie just getting in there with that F tilt, nicely done, looking for the F smash, down tilt out of shield. Oh, the back hill coverage on the platform still. He is trying his best to be able to navigate this minefield of projectiles that Bugs is putting out.
Deep breathing continuing to be one of the most important passes of Wii Fit's game, and we're seeing it just rack up the damage slowly but surely. Medicine balls coming in, Sun Salutations as well. Now, the zoning game seemed to be advantageous for Duck Hunt for just a second, but now Super Pie is actually establishing a tremendous rhythm, hitting them with that down air, and just like that, it's only 49% extra credit for Duck Hunt.
Yeah, Duck Hunt, you don't have a whole lot of recovery mix-ups. You can toss out an uphill, you can use up your double jump, but at the end of the day, you're going from below above the stage. Okay, the can and overheat, not going to be able to connect there. 9superpie just looking for that opening. Neutral is a get off me option. The can going to be connecting as well. 9superpie just getting shot in the face. Bugs eating a header, but that's still not going to be enough to keep her off of the ledge. This has just been nothing but pressure, nothing but damage at the moment. I like the Clay Pigeon as like a really delayed option just to see if 9superpie was going to drop shield. But right now, he needs something big because he cannot get this opening.
Yeah, trying to put in that pressure one more time and actually using the Cowboys a lot more just to protect themselves from the medicine ball and the projectiles that are being thrown out by Wii Fit trainers. So they already have that wall set
Nope.
up after actually struggling for that second stock. And now we're seeing the clay is actually coming in, the combinations
Wow.
in. We don't even see that final kill cam because it's already guaranteed that Fawn takes his first game.
That was guaranteed. I'm really surprised. Was 9superpie stuck in hit stun still through that? Because I felt like there was a lot of knockback out of Clay Pigeon, and Duck Hunt is not the fastest. So I'm really surprised that ended up connecting at the end. But yeah, I feel like this was once again like a game of who's approaching, who's playing back. Fawn was consistently playing back, and 9superpie was struggling to get in, was struggling to jump in.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe there was just a bit of a moment to actually try to react at the end there. And now we're seeing a switch up on the side of Super Pie. Wario actually did some damage in one of the recent tournaments that I saw Super Pie. So hopefully they can get some more combinations in on this duck hunt.
Yeah. So let's see. Once again, you have to deal with this barrage of projectiles that Fawn is putting out. You, of course, can make your acceleration, you can make your drift so ambiguous. 9superpie getting the opening kill. The can actually going to be bouncing off the ledge though, so Fawn wasn't able to get the pressure that she was looking for, but she was still able to make it back on nonetheless.
Okay. And actually, I like this pick onto the Wario because a lot of the momentum that was actually being struggling on Wii Fit Trainer's side was the fact that during the charking scenario, not a much of that air mobility was actually affecting them greatly. Wario can actually move a lot faster on the air, so on paper, it could seem like it's a better fit for this matchup. That being said, we have to really take into account how much practice they're going to have on the Wario, how warmed up it actually is for the bracket.
Okay. Oh no. Landing right into the explosion. Fawn, the can has a nice get off me option once again. She opts just to go back off stage, planking a little bit with the gunman. 9superpie looking for the up air. The can's still gonna be able to come out there. The can is gonna be still following, forcing 9superpie to sit in shield, holding onto the top platform for a second, getting the dash attack, getting the forward air, trading with the can again, trading up and up and up. And again, I feel like Wario is one of those characters that does also struggle without his waft to be able to find a kill. He gets shield camped quite heavily. That was an excellent throw into the can though. Nice positioning from Fawn. But yeah, as Wario, you got to get like a good, F tilt, right? You have to really, really space it out. You have to find that really good down tilt dash attack. And he's just not been close enough to be able to get these kill confirms.
Yeah, again, the projectiles being the name of the game for Duck Hunt and continuing to follow them as the up airs come. Again, some success in regards to actually using their aerial drift from Wario to avoid some of the combinations that are going for as the sharking continues by Duck Hunt, but it's not working out unless you take out that stock and actually using a fair that time to seal it. Waft is already on deck at 91%. You're going to have to get some damage on the duck and the duck to be able to actually try to even things out at least, because 91 extra credit is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, she traded up a lot. She's using can out of a lot of those like really close range situations, and then 9superpie is the one that is constantly going behind and behind in terms of the damage. Fawn is never in a position to even get hit with like neutrality. Oh, okay. As soon as I say that, as soon as I say that, man. Good job, 9superpie, but I feel like, that didn't kill. Duck Hunt can't kill. That's fine. That was a good stock. That was a really nice waft complete. That was awesome.
So moving in that time, and all of a sudden, Superpie is trying to turn up the heat. Actually moving in a couple of wasps to actually send them to 51. Down tilts coming in as well. 84 already to 183, like you mentioned. Duck Hunt can struggle to actually KO that time. The can is going to be enough at a 184, 84% of extra credit now for the Wario, who is in pursuit for that stock in this game.
The L dodge.
Not quite going to be enough. Recovery being intercepted. Not going to work out. The back air is going to seal the deal. Tied 1-1.
Yeah, so 9superpie got the thing, the Wario thing, right? Which is you just need that one opening. He had the waft. Typically, you'll see a lot of Wario mains kind of save that for the last stock, but he did not need to do that. He was able to use a little bit early. And he got that all off of a forward, by the way. So we want to see that one more time. I was going to say that previously she was never really in a position to get hit by that. That time around, she drifted a little bit too close. 9superpie was able to get a super plus landing fair combo into the neutral air, and that's all that it really took. Fair, neutral air, double jump waft, and that was it. 3 hits, and her stock was obliterated. So, nicely done. This is going to a game 3 now. Um, yeah, if 9 Super has more of those, then definitely Wario's gonna be the one to have a bit of an easier time finding the kills in this matchup.
Effectively just the first blood actually for 6%, but now combinations coming in by probably one of the best duck hunts in the game right now, all the way up to 7-4, and combinations hitting here and there, left, right,
Wow.
and center, cans, guns, ducks, hunts, oh my, constantly going in pursuit for aggression. For a zoner, a super aggressive play.
Yeah. Oh, being nice and patient here, that directional air dodge. Okay, that's fine. Getting a couple of up airs, getting 3 up airs, looking for the back hill as well. Fawn gonna be landing below the platform, keeping herself safe. She jumped over 9 superpie's shield, was waiting for the out of shield option, wasn't able to find it. Up tilt, the can. Oh my gosh. Okay, what's it gonna be here? Back here gonna be putting her off stage once again. You gotta get this edge guard. Drop down, double jump down, and drop down, double jump down. And Duck Hunt is so vulnerable getting back onto the stage. She makes it back on, she gets the kill.
Wow. That was a really early kill. It looks like maybe he was holding up a little bit upwards towards that one, but now we're seeing a combination, just a nair into the back here to seal the deal. So tied again, and it's looking a lot more like the final stages of that second game, and
Ooh.
SuperPie is starting to get in and hit that dog with everything they got.
Yeah, he is finding those openings, right? He's finding those landing neutralities, those big combo starters that Wario desperately needs. The up air is not going to confirm. The can had a little bit too much knockback. Oh no, burning the waft! Okay, at least it's still on the second stock, so maybe 9 Superpie can get a half charge waft still, but that wasn't enough to kill. The F-tilt is going to put Fawn back off stage. 9 Superpie looking for an F-tilt again. The neutral, interesting option, 111%. At this point, I do feel like, you know, back out at the edge should be able to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I agree with what you were saying earlier as well, Dara, in the sense that we've already seen a couple of 2-frame attempts with that forward tilt. Possibility for Wario to actually use that downer to continue to actually try to mitigate whatever recovery Duck Hunt is going to be able to have. Could be effective, especially as a mix-up option, not constantly waiting for something that might not land this front. That being said, the can is going to get tossed out, and now actually trying to down air that time into the 2-frame command grab, just tossing them away, and it is going to be enough. One stock away from sending Fawn to losers.
Yeah, that neutral B is just like such a good like timing mix-up because it covers so many options. Of course, it loses to get up attack and like drop down double jump stuff, but if they're gonna do like anything else and you have been doing a lot of quick F tilts, it's like a very nice mix-up to be able to get a kill. The dash attack though, it does not kill. Using the bike to be able to get back on. Fawn setting up this ledge trap, not able to get the F tilt to catch the neutral get up. 9 Superpie is now racking up a lot of damage here, fading back with the fair. Fawn, I mean, again, this is always the challenge for Duck Hunt, is how do you actually kill? How do you kill? It's so ambiguous. You have to combo into the can, you have to throw somebody into the can, you have to land a raw smash attack sometimes, or land an uphill, and even then uphill kills so late.
Survivability is the name of the game for Wario right now, all the way up to 190, and at least a gun right to the nose of Wario at least is going to take away this stock. Racking up the damage is never the trouble for Duck Hunt, Dara. It's always going to be, like you mentioned, getting that solid KO, and the waft is going to be enough. And SuperPie takes this set, causing the upset on bracket, advancing to winners finals.
Yeah, that's seed 4 team up against seed number 2. That's pretty big. That's pretty substantial. So what happened? Well, I do feel like between the two of them, Fawn was really struggling at the ledge. Another thing, again, games where you're not killing as Duck Hunt and you're only killing them at 180% means that they're getting a lot more extra credit out of each stock than they should be allowed to. 9 Superpie was definitely on the screen for a very long period of time.
Yeah, I agree. And so we're seeing the instant replays. The Wii Fit Trainer did have some good ideas, especially over the course of that second stock where they were able to at least KO something. But we're seeing the walls actually coming out from the get-go after that, and we're seeing pretty much the sun salutations and the projectiles coming in, and that's where we are also seeing some of the recovery options, Dara, that you were mentioning, some of the struggles that Fawn was having trying to recover.
Indeed. So that does
I'm
mean
sad that they
that
play
9
CR
Super Pie is going
now.
to be moving on to winners finals, where his
Good.
opponent is going to be Phantom. Fawn is going to be knocked down into
That's
the
what I'm saying.
elimination
Play
side of
this.
things. But yeah,
And he plays now.
generally speaking, again, like
This
my
is best of
closing from
5.
that setting, just
Tell Joel to play now.
it was tough for Lou to be able to get those stocks out. As Wario, I mean, his punish game was there. It was there in a way that Wii Fits wasn't there. He was able to find the openings. He was able to find the landings. I honestly feel like I feel like Fawn enjoyed Battlefield a little bit more, and just being able to like run away and work around 9superpie's movement than on Small Battlefield. Small Battlefield, just like by virtue of lacking the top platform, it felt like 9superpie was able to land a little bit easier.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that, Dara. And it's a great observation as well. Having that third platform trying to move him, at least it helps also because of the combinations that were actually landing on the air in the first place. A lot of the sharking that Duck Hunt was doing tremendous damage and work onto both Wario and the Wii Fit trainer. But if you take that away, that middle platform, it's a lot easier for Wario to actually continue to move away. But when you have those combat factors available, that's also a
Phantom player
huge
one.
strategy that Wario depends on, and it worked out.
Indeed, indeed. So, yeah, we'll see what she is able to do through the loser side. It's just so tricky. It's just so hard. As Duck Hunt, not to be like, too biased about this, but it is really difficult getting kills as Duck Hunt. It's really inconsistent. It can be like really ambiguous at times. You have to like have really specific can positioning. You have to have really specific can setups. And just like get like a bunch of stuff going in advance just to be able to get those stocks closed out. I don't want to say that Wario has too easy of a time getting kills, but if you're able to get a stock off of like your ledge traps and then a stock off of waft, like that's excellent. So 9superpie by comparison, his lethality was where it needed to be. He was getting his ledge traps. He had really good coverage. He had good mix-ups. He was alternating between a lot of F tilts, a lot of back carries, and the neutral bead once or twice. So he did exactly what he had to do.